Alberta is open for business.
He probably overpromised on a lot of files, and it's going to be very hard to deliver on those.
Premier-elect Jason Kenney made a lot of promises to Albertans during the provincial election campaign. From cutting off oil to other parts of the country, to killing the carbon tax, to bringing back jobs.
We never should have ended up with the faint hope of one pipeline. It's build those pipes.
But now he has to deliver. The challenge for Kenney is that as much as he may say he'll bring back jobs and strengthen the economy, there's only so much a premier can do.
Well, the reality is we're years away from the economy recovering just basically on the energy file alone. Now, that's not to say that some of the things that are being done might make some difference, but there are a lot of other issues, a lot of other problems. Open for business or not, investors aren't going to come here if there isn't a return on the investments.
The campaign was filled with fiery rhetoric aimed at Ottawa and Quebec, but it appears Kenney is already starting to soften his tone.
Please bear with me for a minute because I have a very important message for us to deliver to our friends in Quebec. Le Quebec, who we admire and with whom we want to work. Le Quebec, and I'm going to speak in French for a moment. Please bear with me. I'll repeat this in English.
A sign he's shifting from campaigning, which in many cases leads to bombastic proclamations, to leading, which is more nuanced.
Of course, you can fight, and Albertans clearly want to get the message out of what Alberta contributes to Canada and wanting a fair deal, and that's an argument that he can make. But we're already hearing back from the Premier of Quebec saying, look, we already purchased a lot of Alberta oil, and the people here just don't support it.
Kenney has a coalition of support across the country as he prepares to take on Trudeau, starting in New Brunswick with Blaine Higgs. In Ontario, there's Doug Ford. In Manitoba, there's Brian Pallister. And in Saskatchewan, Scott Moe.
And Jason Kenney is basically the leader of that coalition. Even before he was premier, he was working on that. So, I mean, much depends again on whether that works. If Justin Trudeau wins another election, then that coalition has to sort of regroup and figure out what to do. They might actually be looking for a new leader federally, and Jason Kenney might be high on that list.
In Calgary, Jonathan Muma, City News.